Impressive.
Welcome again to Monday Night X-Wing. Tonight we have an intense Rebel versus Imperial matchup featuring two of the league's best players, both practicing for an upcoming tournament. As always, I'm joined by Mr. Hosey to break down the lists.
Thanks, Marcus. So on the right, we got Lucas running his Imperial Swarm list with 2 Academy pilots, Scimitar Squadron pilots with Proton and Assault missiles, 2 Black Squadron pilots with Draw Their Fire and Squad Leader, Howlrunner with Swarm Tactics backing them all up. And on the left side, we have Andrew running his Boys in Blue lists with 2 B-Wings with Blue Squadron pilots, Biggs, and Wedge Antilles with his Swarm Tactics to provide some firepower. And now let's get right into the asteroid placement for the beginning of the game. Okay, so we're rolling for initiative, and it looks like Andrew has won the initiative roll into asteroid placement.
Okay, so now these lists they've got a lot of people on these lists, so asteroid placement is going to be pretty important, isn't it?
Definitely, mainly because with the Imperial player having, I think, 7 ships on his side, he's going to want to try to avoid the asteroid as much as possible because it's going to get tight in there. And the Rebel player will want to cause a lot of havoc with the asteroids. So the Imperial player is forced to actually go into them to get at him. And it also asteroids provide protection for his ships.
Mm-hmm. Now, a tournament play, this is going to have a time limit, correct?
Yes, so we're going to be sitting at 60 minutes, and the player who's destroyed the most ships at 60 minutes will be deemed the winner. This typically favors the Imperial player with more ships, but they cost less. Mm-hmm. So even if he loses a lot of his ships, they might not cost him that much. The Rebel player, of course, only has 4 ships, so his ships are slightly more expensive. So with each ship that dies, that's even more money in the Imperial player's bank.
Mm-hmm. Now I noticed 2 of these guys, 1 on each side, has got a range 1 ability, so that's going to make the positioning and maneuvers even more important, isn't it?
Definitely, just trying to keep your ships in formation and in a tight formation to take advantage of those special abilities. As we can see there, Howlrunner and Biggs require their teammates to be at range 1 for their abilities to take effect. The the Black Squadron pilot number 3 there needs to be within range 1 to use his Squad Leader ability, which provides another friendly ship an action. And for the other Black Squadron pilot with Draw Their Fire, he needs to be at range 1 to be able to absorb that critical strike from protecting.
Okay.
So it looks like Lucas is heading straight in opposite of each other on the board there, and just trying to see what each other is going to do. The Rebel player just goes slow and steady on the edge there, going 2 or 3 forward. Everybody's staying in pretty good formation. Nothing much will happen, obviously, at the first turn since they're so far apart, and the players just want to see what they're both going to do.
Yeah. Okay, so here we're on to the second turn.
Second turn, let's see what the Rebel player will do. He still doesn't want to turn in yet. Don't know which player will turn in first at this point. The Academy pilots will take their focus actions. Of course, I don't think there's going to be any fighting again here, so both players are just going.
Yeah, they're way too far to engage at this point. They're just sort of trying to find a path that's going to be good for them.
Yeah, so turn order doesn't really matter at this point, like the initiative or the pilot skill, just because everybody's going to move to certain areas.
Mm-hmm. So it should be interesting to see how they break up as they go through these asteroids, and if they're going to be able to maintain their positioning.
Yeah, so the Imperial player is going to be the person turning first, just because he has the lowest pilot skill. So it looks like Academy Pilot 1 turns in with Academy Pilot 2 close right behind him. B-Wing Pilot number 1 banks in as well, so they're both banking in at the same time. I thought the Rebel player might continue on his skirting the outside of the map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's doing really well, keeping them all in formation.
Yeah. So the B-wing dial does not have very good turn maneuvers. They both provide stress. So he's just taking it slow and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And the bomber turns. So it looks like they're all turning in. Pretty good formation and manages to avoid the asteroids. But as you can see, the asteroids are kind of they're heading into kind of a bottleneck at the end. So he's going to have to end up leaving the asteroid field. Hopefully he doesn't overlap any of those other asteroids.
Oh.
Biggs gently bumps his B-wing pal. Not that it would make any difference.
Yeah, not at this point. But now, of course, the bumping, that could be used to deny people actions and stuff later on. So that could be very important.
Exactly, and that's a big part of an Imperial swarm strategy is to bump the rebel ships just to make them lose their actions or put yourself in a position where they will bump you so they can lose their actions.
Mm-hmm.
The two Academy pilots go 2 forward, and now they're kind of centered right in the middle of the map, and it looks like we're going to be seeing some shooting at this point.
Yeah, looks like we're just in engagement range now.
Yeah, with our second angle showing exactly what's going on, and that Imperial player really lined himself up really nicely with the asteroid field in that lane that was created. Blue Squadron pilot, barrel rolls.
Do a barrel roll!
Cross.
Ah, so he can squeeze his other friend in behind him.
Yeah,
Excellent.
let's see if he's going to be able to barrel roll into, or he might want to barrel roll in the opposite direction to kind of split focus or flank. No, he decides to join his friend. Let's see if he's even going to make it.
Yeah, that looks really close. I don't think he can.
Oh, looks like he can.
Oh,
Do a barrel roll!
oh, wow, that's amazing.
So it looks like they're both going to be, both those B-wings are going to be traveling together. That's pretty good because B-wings have really heavy firepower, and with proper focus fire and target priority, they'll be able to take out ships really fast.
Awesome, awesome. Okay.
Bomber takes his focus action. Black Squadron pilot number 4 moves forward and takes an evade action, expecting to be shot at first. He's going to be the only one in range.
Oh wow, he's really tightened it up.
Yeah, that for me, he's lined up his ships really nicely. No bumping. Everybody took their actions. Fantastic movement through the asteroids for the Imperial player.
Moving his last guy up there. Wow, look at that formation.
He'll be able to have huge arcs on the Rebel player. Let's see what his final ship will do. Now he did line up perfectly as his starting formation. He basically took all his ships and turned them around as if he looks like he's been practicing that one before. I don't think that was an accident.
Yeah, that is some good maneuvering work there. Checking ranges.
Yeah, trying to target lock. This is the only time you can check a range before shooting, is when you target lock. Some players will use that to their advantage to kind of sneak a peek as to the range. So now the players are going to be able to swarm tactics their respective pilots, and that is on Wedge, Antilles, and Howlrunner. So Howlrunner gives it to the head Academy pilot, who's going to get shot at. Anyway, Andrew's deciding which of his B-wings to give swarm tactics to. And it's really important as well to manage targets. Looks like he did give swarm tactics to that second B-wing. Managed to evade all the hits. And since all ships are within range of a Biggs Darklighter, the Imperial player has to hit Biggs if he can shoot him. But it looks like Biggs is out of range of anybody anyway, so he won't be able to use his ability to protect his friends. Hit and a crit. One evade, so
No damage so far.
no damage. And Howlrunner shoots and misses. Time for Biggs to shoot back.
Looks like he doesn't have the range though.
Doesn't have a range. The B-Wings get to shoot. Well, the one B-Wing gets to shoot at least. Sorry, the Imperial player gets to shoot at Biggs and he misses. And 3 hits from the Blue Squadron pilots with 1 dodge, and he spends his dodge as well. So 1 hit squeezes through, and we have our first damage of the game. First blood. Of course, the players forgot to shuffle their damage decks. Not sure if that's a cocky move or they just forgot.
Looks like he's got a line there.
Yeah. He can't shoot big, so he can shoot whoever he wants.
2 hits, but only 1 evade.
Fantastic. So gets shield off, and now we're back to movement. Let's see what that first Academy pilot does. Looks like he's K-turning, avoiding that asteroid, but getting a stress. Hopefully the Rebel player is able to did anticipate that. But the Imperial player is keeping his options open by keeping that second Academy pilot focused.
Moving up right in there.
B-Wing number 2 moves up. There's that number 1, I'm not sure. And he's going to target lock the Academy. That was number 2. Target locks the Academy pilot that just focused. B-Wing number 1 moves up next to his buddy. And it just makes sense that he would target lock. Oh, he wants the barrel roll. Nope, he target locks Black Squadron pilot, withdraw their fire. That already has a hit.
In comes the bomber.
Let's see what the bomber's going to do. He needs to target lock to be able to shoot his missiles. So, target locks Biggs. He figures he's going to shoot him anyway.
Uh-oh. A bump on that X-Wing.
Yeah, Biggs bumps, so he's going to miss out on his action. Unfortunately, he's going to be the focus of all the attacks, since that's Biggs's ability.
Being really infamous.
Yep. Black Squadron pilot goes 4 forward. Doesn't get a stress. And that's pretty good, because that's the Black Squadron pilot with the squad leader action, so he gave the Scimitar Squadron pilot a focus. Sacrifices his own action for that.
Here we have a bump.
Yeah. Second Black Squadron pilot bumps. And Howlrunner, I believe, will also bump.
Yeah, that's for sure. Ooh.
Yeah. That's really bad, because Howlrunner is a vital part of the Imperial list. So she needs to stay alive. She needs to take that dodge action every time.
And another bump.
Okay, so let's see what the swarm tactics is going to be. Wedge, you have to be within range 1, so it looks like all his ships are within range 1, so he can pick and choose. He swarm tactics that first B-Wing. That has a target lock on the Black Squadron pilot with draw their fire, number 4. And then Lucas is trying to decide who he's going to swarm tactics. So the strategy is to swarm tactics somebody who's most likely going to die. Just so they can get to shoot before they do die. And he decides to swarm tactics the Academy pilots. Number 2, Blue Squadron pilot shoots and rerolls with his target lock, 2 hits and a crit. And nothing. Oh, and our first kill of the game goes to the Black Squadron pilots with the draw their fire. Not too many points lost there, like we said before, but still a significant advantage to the Rebel player. Howlrunner gets to shoot now. No, Wedge gets to shoot. 1 hit, 2 evades.
No damage there.
No damage for that Academy pilot. So the Academy pilot gets to shoot back, but he has to shoot at Biggs. The Imperial player wants to take out Biggs right away just so he can have more options to shoot at.
Otherwise, he's just going to be shooting at him forever.
Yeah.
Until he's dead.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see what he's going to do. A hit and a crit with Howlrunner reroll, gets 2 hits and lands 2 hits on Biggs. So there goes Biggs' shield. He's already lost crippled and 1 hit from Howlrunner. Biggs already took 3 hits that one round, and that's just from 2 ships. Biggs gets to shoot back. I think he has arcs on both the Academy pilot and Howlrunner. 2 hits and a crit, and 1 evade. Damaged engines, treat all terminators as red, or marker to show that he got critically hit. So the bomber gets to go. Not sure if he's going to use his missiles or not. He has to shoot Biggs. No, that's the blue squadron pilot first because he has initiative.
Whoa.
And rerolls. Whoa. So he lands 2 crits.
Oh, devastating.
Devastating, and I think that's another, yep, the black squadron pilot is gone. So
that's it.
Black squadron and Academy pilot both out of the game. So he's using his missiles, his assault missiles, which will, if they do land, 1 hit goes to every ship within range 1 of the target.
Oh, now that's good to use in this situation where you have so many close ships.
Exactly. So 2 hits, 1 evade, so everybody gets a 1 hit taken off them. Those missiles are really good against swarm ships as well because the Academy pilots only have 3 health. But in this case, it's you take what you get, right?
Yeah. Trying some more.
1 crit and evades on the blue squadron. And we're back to movement again. Quick turn.
Ooh.
Over an asteroid. It was inevitable that somebody was going to land on that asteroid.
That's a given.
Yeah.
Everything's so tight in there.
Rolls and no hit.
Lucky.
Lucky hit. Okay, so the blue squadron pilot banks 1, puts him in range of that bomber, but we all know the bomber's not going to be there. So he also knows he's not going to be there, so he's going to try to squeeze in the barrel roll, and he does fit.
Just barely.
Andrew's really good with fitting those barrel rolls perfectly. Let's see what Blue Squadron pilot number 1 will do. Will he also join his buddy in barrel roll, or will he target lock like a good B-wing would? Yep, he target locks on the Scimitar Squadron pilot, wants to take out those missiles, or the Proton torpedoes that are left on him. Mark it. And the Scimitar pilot gets out of there. Goes over the asteroid and takes a damage. Loses his action, but really he's going to be out of this fight anyway. Nobody's in his arcs. Black Squadron pilot with the squad leader action K-turns, so he won't be able to take the squad leader action. Takes a stress. Biggs, he's does a 4 K-turn. It's surprising how close these players are to each other's ships, and there's no crashing yet.
Yeah, they've other than that earlier round, they've really managed to avoid bumping.
Yeah.
In these ones.
Howlrunner will be in Biggs's arcs there, or he can barrel roll out of them. Let's see what he does. Let's see what Wedge does, since Wedge will be the priority target. He reduces everybody's his target's agility by 1, and he barrel rolls. He's hoping that Wedge goes forward 1 and bumps into him. Let's see what Wedge does. Oh, he banks 1. Let's see if he just barely makes it.
Oh,
Nope, he bumps into the other TIE fighter.
Yeah, he's just tapped it.
And that's exactly what you want the TIE fighters for, to put them in the way.
Mm-hmm. To run interference and bump and deny people actions.
Exactly. So right now they're trying to determine again the squad leader action. They're not allowed to measure like that, but Wedge is too far away from Biggs to give him squad leader, I think. And all the other ships are not facing the right direction anyway.
Yeah, there might not be much activity this round.
No. Looks like the only person that has any hits is that black squadron pilot at the bottom of the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and Biggs Darklighter.
Of course, the
Yeah.
bomb magnet.
Biggs shoots just one hit, completely evaded by the Academy pilot. Black squadron pilot will try to shoot that B-wing number 2. That barrel rolled right past that asteroid like a boss. Or he might even go for Wedge, which would be a better target to start whittling down now, because he's worth a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
One hit, but he decides to go for the B-wing and lands a hit. Good decision, since it only gets one evade dice.
Now back to movement. Squeezing through there.
Takes an evade action, anticipating being shot at. Blue squadron pilot takes a 1 sharp maneuver. I think that stresses him out. Like I said, the B-wings don't turn very well, but they are the only ship with a 2K turn. The new Imperial Aces allows a ship to do a 1K turn.
Oh wow.
One of the elite pilots does a 1K turn, but no 2K turns.
Bombers
Scimitar.
coming around.
Yeah. See what the bomber does. Probably gonna just focus. Or target lock. Nope, he usually focuses. Black squadron pilots. Banks 2. I don't think that clears his stress. These players also know when to clear their stress and when not to clear their stress,
Oh, there's a bump.
which is a good skill to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Biggs bumps and gets denied an action. That was his own mistake, since Howlrunner, Academy pilot, squeezed in there and denied him that action. Howlrunner takes an evade action. A good tip is to always take evade action on Howlrunner, since you want her to stay alive as long as possible to give you those extra rerolls. But right now it looks like the Rebel player is the only one with any shots on the map. All the Imperial ships are pointing in the complete wrong direction. Looks like Blue Squadron pilot got swarm tactics up, and Howlrunner, there's no point in swarm tactics to anybody. So Blue Squadron pilot on the Academy pilots lands 1 crit and is completely dodged. Wedge also on the Academy pilot, 3 hits. Takes 2 hits because he has that evade action that he took. I don't think anybody else can fire, can they? Oh, yeah, Biggs can fire at somebody. Gonna shoot at the Black Squadron pilot with the squad leader action. And he lands just 1 hit and it's completely evaded.
Oh wow.
He's been rolling 3 evades every single time. But when he doesn't, he usually rolls no evades.
Okay, back to movement.
So it looks like we're approaching about the 45-minute mark. So the players, they want to take out ships really quickly. The Imperial player wants to stay alive longer, because it looks like the rebel player is mopping up his ships pretty handily at this point. Blue squadron pilot, retarget locks on the academy pilot. The bomber takes a sharp 3 turn. And he's trying to decide where Biggs is going to be so he can hit him with his proton torpedoes. On our left. Spent missiles don't count towards the final total.
Okay.
Unless the ship is destroyed. Trying to target lock on Wedge. Doesn't look like he has it. Like I said, this is the only time that people are allowed to measure distances, is when they're taking a target lock action.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as we can see, like, all the ships are pretty scattered. Nobody really wants to stay in formation.
Yeah, they've sort of lost it at this point.
Yeah, but it looks like the Imperial player is trying to bring everybody back, since that Black Squadron pilot is able to give an action to the Scimitar Squadron pilot. Let's see if he does, or if he's going to try to save his own hide. He's really worried about where Wedge and Biggs are going to end up, because at this point they're the 2 big damage dealers.
Yeah, they haven't taken a whole lot of damage. Well, wait, Biggs has taken a lot of damage, but
yeah, he wants to take out Biggs really fast, because that's he's worth a lot of points. I think 20 something points. But oh, he just goes too forward and crashes into the Black Squadron pilot. Really good movement on the Black Squadron pilot to run interference. Howlrunner will K-turn.
they're trying to form up over there.
Yeah. It looks like Wedge is gunning for that Black Squadron pilot, gonna take him out really quickly.
Yeah. If you can take him down, one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, look at that, all those target locks on the one ship.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all the focus of all the guns are over there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we get.
So Biggs shoots since he got swarm tactics, and he manages to land a critical strike. Structural damage, reduce your agility by 1. That's really good for Wedge, because he reduces your agility by 1. So 2 hits unanswered, because the agility value of that Scimitar Squadron pilot is now back to 0. Okay, he wants us to check to see if he has to shoot Biggs or not. Biggs has to be within range 1.
Ooh,
Dodges that 1 hit. He just needs 1 hit to die, that's all.
1 hit. That's all.
Academy pilot lands 1 hit. Howlrunner reroll 2 hits. Biggs 1 evade, does not manage to live through that.
Oh, that's it for Biggs.
That's it for Biggs. That's a big opportunity for the Imperial player to kind of try to even that out. The points lost. Spends a target lock to reroll, only lands 2 hits, 3 evades again.
Oh,
That Academy pilot is one slippery ship. Spends the Proton torpedoes to shoot at that B-wing. Can change one of the eyeballs to a crit. What a waste. And there's our coveted dials marker. Players forgot to take that away.
oh, there we go.
There we go. Alright, the Academy pilot takes a focus action. He wants to go right into the action there.
Mm-hmm. Get right in.
B-wing. B-wings are finally back into the fight this time.
Oh, now that one, he's bumped.
He gets denied in action. Bomber takes a 3 sharp. I don't think the bomber will make it through this. So he takes a focus action. He only has 2 health left.
Yeah, not running low.
And he has that critical strike that reduces his agility by 1.
Oh, another bump.
Scimitar, the Black Squadron pilot will now not be able to use his squad leader because he bumped.
Oh, but now he's gone right into the firing arc of that B-wing. Oh, he's in trouble.
Yeah, Howlrunner's in big trouble.
Oh, they're trying to figure out.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, looks like they've got some Yeah, bumped right into them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he lands on an asteroid as well, so
Oh.
he's denied an attack this round.
Doubly problematic.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But he's still able to swarm tactics. Actually, no, he's not within range of that B-wing. I really like the ebb and flow of this game. You notice how like the previous round all the ships were scattered and now they're all clustered
Yeah,
again.
they've all squeezed together again, and
Yep.
now they can use all their special abilities, assuming they get an action because they're all bumping.
Yeah.
Oh, tries to
black-
fire and 3 misses.
3 misses, so Howlrunner gets to shoot now. And just lands 1 hit, and Wedge evades that
Easily evaded.
while on an asteroid. Now, being on an asteroid doesn't affect your ability to evade.
Mm-hmm.
It might actually be an advantage sometimes if you're on the right side of the asteroid. Blue Squadron lands 2 hits, and of course does not evade at all.
That's it for that bomber.
So like we said, he either rolls 3 evades or no evades.
His luck ran out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Lands 1 hit, and it looks like we're approaching the end of the time here.
Yeah, we've only got about another minute left of play.
Yeah, and 3 ships on one side, and it looks
Oh.
looks like Andrew has taken this match, has won the game pretty handily, I think. And with that, we will end this broadcast, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. And don't forget to always rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, see you again next week.